Hey everyone, PianoManChuck here. I am here with the brand new Kurzweil K2700 workstation, and wow, this really is a beast. This does everything under the sun, as a workstation should. So, right now, before I do my full review, I'm going to review this as a pianist. So you're going to get a pianist perspective in this review. Because if you're a professional pianist like me, you want something that has the best sounding pianos, but also has the best feeling keyboard action as well. You need those two things. And you need things like reverb that is really good so that you can add that to your performance and other things as well. Once you have all of those things mastered, then you can go on to everything else, like all of the sounds that this offers. But as a singer-songwriter, basically you want the best pianos, all the other sounds that come with it, which I'll get to in my full review. And you want to be able to hook a microphone into this too. And you can do that. It has an audio interface where you can hook up a dynamic microphone or a condenser microphone because it does supply 48 volts phantom power. Or you can hook up a line input so you can take an output from a mixer and put it in here. Or you can even have a high Z input so you can take a guitar and plug it directly into here. Now, if you're not familiar with Kurzweil, it took a little bit of menu diving to figure out how to add a microphone and actually get reverb and other sound effects out of it. So basically what I did is I took a dynamic microphone and I hooked it up into here. All right, test 1, 2, 3. And basically now I can do reverb and I can add as much reverb as I want. I can have delay. I can do all kinds of things here, and I can do it as part of the effects that are being applied to the piano, or I can do it separately. So you can basically sing along with your performance, and you don't need another amp or anything like this. Everything is handled through here, including the effects. What you just heard me play was the concert piano. There is actually something like 49 different piano programs here, and we're going to go through these right now. But before we do, I want to point out that we have 9 sliders, 9 buttons, and 9 knobs. And when you're in the piano section right here, there are certain knobs and sliders that are basically static. So basically, if I'm playing something right now, okay, these first 4 knobs are going to be dedicated to EQ. You can change that, but basically I see no reason why. It's perfect for EQ. So that's bass, that's mid-range, and that's mid-range frequency or Q, and treble. Okay, so that's the knobs, and when you do the sliders, and actually when you do anything, you can see right here on the display, as I move this slider, you'll see it's a high boost. Kind of sounds like a railroad track crossing. All right, and the next one is filter resonance. Next one, attack. And release. All right, then we have delay. one of the most commonly used things right here, reverb. So between the knob and the slider, you can tailor reverb to however you want. And there's others too. But also on this, you have a ribbon controller, which I found really cool. This ribbon controller can be basically used as one large rhythm controller or broken up into 3 separate rhythm controllers. So you have this and this and this, and they can all have different functions. And typically, a ribbon controller is kind of like a pitch bend, but you can have this control anything you want. You can set that up for that. Basically, right now, it's set up as one big rhythm controller. Really cool stuff. So if you're going to be trying to play something like Keith Emerson's Lucky Man, you can do that with this. Now there's 256 notes of polyphony on here, which is more than enough. But basically that is actually perfect. And you got string resonance and all these other things that you can control. Transposition or transposing a note, it's right here. You've got the plus and the minus keys right above the pitch and modulation wheels. So if I go ahead and I'm playing a C and I transpose it one note up, you'll see that it's lit. And that's really a good thing to have when you're playing a gig, especially in the dark, because this lights up and it reminds you that you have transposed the keyboard. So for your next song, you want to go back. So even if you've transposed this a few notes, it's a quick way to get back by pressing both the plus and minus keys, and then you're back to where you should be. And as far as key action, as a keyboard player or a piano player, the very first thing that I like to check out is key action or key velocity. So basically it's your key touch setting. Do you like a hard or a stiffer action, or do you like a really light action, or something in between? You can easily choose that here. Now, it would be nice to have that as a dedicated button here, like the Roland RD88 has. But when you think about it, you only need to change that once. So once you change it, you're pretty much all set. So if you're not familiar with Kurzweil, you go into the global settings, you go into main 2, and right here in the velocity map, you can see here's hard 2. I'm pressing or I'm hitting these keys quite hard to get that. Hard 1. Oops. Hard 3. Hard 1. Light 3. Light 2. And that's the setting I really like for me, personally. Everybody's different. But there's light 1, there's normal, there's all kinds of settings so that you can choose the perfect one for you. Then you have the pad velocity map right here. So when you're playing pads, also you can set that up for hard, soft, or whatever. Very cool. And pressure map and all kinds of other things. By the way, this is a Fatar TP40L, and it also has AfterTouch. So once you play something, if you hold the notes down and then you press again, it's going to react, depending on how you've programmed it to react. But basically, I'm going to go through the different pianos that they have here so that we can see what those all sound like. So the first piano that comes up is Bristol Piano. And there's something like 49 of them. Let me go through those. Then there's the dynamic 9-foot grand. This is the velvet grand. And the simple solo piano. Next is the Burnished Piano. And the Power Dynamic Grand. No shortage of pianos here. You can choose the perfect one for whatever song you're going to do, whether it's solo or you want something to cut through the mix if you're with your band. Everything you can imagine is right here. Here's the Sizzle Piano. Nice. Here's a bright jazz 9-foot. And a smooth grand 9-foot. Now, you can't feel what I'm feeling here, but I do like a light action, and I did set this to light too, but when I switch to a smooth grand 9-foot, it seems to switch the key action to a harder setting, a more firmer setting. So I would like a lighter action. So if this is not good with me, I'd go back to the global menu and choose light 3 instead of light 2. All right, Recital Grand 9-foot. Recital Piano. Concert Piano. And that's another one that sort of changes how the keys feel. They feel a little bit heavier. So if I wanted to play this in my style, I would probably go back to the global settings and choose the key velocity action to be a light 3. Fierce Rock 9-foot. Punchy Edge. Seventies Piano. Piano. New Orleans. Modern rock piano. Stadium pop piano. Rich Grand 7-foot. Studio Grand 7-foot. Slo Grand 7-foot. Intimate piano 7-foot. Stereo Piano K26. This is one of my favorites. Concert Piano K26, another one of my favorites. Horowitz Grand, another interesting one. Rubenstein. Deb's Ghost Piano. Vintage Grand 7-foot. Old pub piano. Upright piano. Pub piano. mono upright, mono piano, rhythm and blues stack, and you can hear that stack right there. Bright piano pad 7 foot. Now we're getting into kind of layers or combinations of piano and another instrument. This one is bright piano with a pad, and it's a 7 foot piano. So, depending on your technique, if you're going to play short notes, that's one effect. And if you're going to play longer lasting notes, then you hear more of the pad. Piano and strings, and the same kind of thing. And if you're going to play longer notes, Glam rock piano with a 9 foot piano. And if I hold the notes longer, so it's all up to technique with that one. 39, dark and distant. Sounds distant as you play it. For the indie piano, Smile Rocky Racoon. Actually, they put Rocky Racoon in the name, so that's kind of suggestive of Rocky Racoon, the Beatles song. Boy, that really sounds good, but we'll cut it off right there. And the next one, EDM or electronic dance music piano. Hip hop piano. You can hear the individual notes very clearly there. Arakis piano / dark piano. It's kind of a weird layer. Film piano. Alt piano space. Alt piano echo. Dream piano. Sounds like you need to give this one a little bit of time to develop. Makes a little bit more sense that way. Okay, and this goes off into 1176, but it's actually the 49th one, Slo Piano. Okay, so I just played you the 49 pianos that are built into here. Now, I've got a surprise for you. If you go back to the very first piano, there's a button here for all of these pianos. In fact, for every single instrument. It's called variation. So, to refresh your memory, this is what Bristol Piano sounded like. And if I press the variation button, we're going to get a variation of that. I like it. I'm not going to go through all of the variations, but let's just choose some random stuff. Here was Sizzle Piano. Remember this? Let's press the variation button and see what that sounds like. Let's try a couple other random ones. Here's Fierce Rock 9-foot. And let's try the variation. Interesting. And Recital Grand 7-foot. And the variation. Another random one, Rubenstein. All right. Variation. Another random one, pub piano. can't imagine what the variation is going to sound like, but let's find out. I suppose there's a use for that. For me personally, probably not, but it's an interesting variation. Let's try another one. Bright piano pad, 7 foot. This has already got a pad with it. Actually, the variation button is already lit, so that's what that is. Let's try the original. Indie piano. Variation. All right, so that's all I'm going to do with the variations, but let's go back to the very first piano. Now, Kurzweil is one of the few manufacturers of digital pianos that actually has a demo of each and every instrument that's in here. So right now I'm on Bristol Piano, and yeah, I can go ahead and play it myself, but let's suppose I don't want to play. I want to hear what it sounds like. All right, so we're going to demo the Bristol Piano by pressing these two buttons that are labeled Program Demo. All right, I'm going to stop that right here, and I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to press the variation button. And you can do this for any piano or any instrument actually that's on this keyboard. You just press these two buttons for demo mode and you get the demo for that. So I would go ahead and definitely, if you can get to a shop and try this out, that's great. I realize not many people can do that. So you're going to have to rely on videos like this one. And I'm telling you, this has kept me busy. Oh my God, how many days? Almost a full week just going through the sounds. It has so much into it, but I will go through that in the full review that's forthcoming, so watch for that. In the meantime, if you're looking to purchase one of these, go to my website, www.PianoManChuck.com. I'll get you a nice price on this. In the meantime, I hope this has been enjoyable to you and that you've learned something from this. PianoManChuck. Peace out. Thanks for watching.